Welcome back to Suns Valley. The Summer League is over, but the Suns are not done trying to make moves. We discussed it earlier. The Suns are trying to get TJ McConnell pried away from the Pacers in exchange for campaign, but it was known that they were going to have to get a third team involved. Hit that like button for us and let's get into it. Sunda, we've got news that the Knicks have been identified as that third team. What can you tell us about it?
Well, what it looks like is the Knicks are trying to create a traded player exception. Apparently, there have been variations of this trade that's involved Jordan Nwora, and it sounds like the Knicks are just trying to create that exception no matter what. And so in this current deal, it looks like they're going to have Evan Fournier going to the Pacers, while the Pacers also get draft compensation. We get campaign off the books. As you know, he's one of Monty's guys, and we are on a campaign of removing every Monty guy from this roster right now. So campaign would go, and we would get a solid backup point guard, or maybe even a starting point guard at some point, TJ McConnell. And so I like the deal. I think once again, the Suns are doing a really good job at identifying teams that are just wanting to, I don't want to say are dumping roster and are dumping salary, you know what I mean? But like, we are just like have good fortune of finding teams that want to just get rid of good players for no reason. You know what I mean? Like that seems to be the case this season. Like Beal falls in our lap. And so now TJ McConnell's going to fall in our lap. Now he's not like super all-star or like this amazing player, but he's better than campaign, don't you think?
He is better than campaign. He fits the team perfectly. He's better on defense. He's not too much of a downgrade shooting wise, and he's definitely a better facilitator. The man knows his role in ways that campaign sometimes forgets. His main thing is setting people up, and he's a nice little mid-range shooter, and he can shoot the three. I mean, one of the things I talked about before that's really good is this would give the Suns control over his contract 1 year longer than campaign. Yep. So that gives the Suns a little bit more flexibility in the future. My question to you is, do you really want to see campaign go after that 31-point performance during that game 6 versus the Nuggets when no one else showed up?
I don't know. I don't really care, honestly. At this point, I just notice a trend that they are just any player that Monty Williams seemed to have liked. Ishbia is just like, you gotta go. So I feel like Ish Wainwright and campaign are on the chopping block. That's just my opinion here. And so do I want to keep campaign after that 31-point performance? I mean, it's whatever. You know what I mean? It's not like I want to keep him. He's let us down plenty of times before that 31 points. I don't want to, be a prisoner of the last moment that we saw of campaign. We have had plenty of other campaign moments where he's just been, we were bashing our heads against the table. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And so, that 31-point performance is not going to trick me. Not at all. He can go.
Another really important key here is McConnell is much healthier, knock on wood, all season long than campaign.
That's a great point.
Campaign got to the point where it felt like he was just as cursed as Chris Paul. Regular season, injuries come up. He's missing all types of minutes. Playoffs come, he's not ready to go. He needs to get himself back in shape, in game shape, to play in the playoffs. I don't trust his health, but I definitely trust his heart. I know he's in it for the right reasons and he gives the Suns everything he has. I just think TJ McConnell would be a sneaky upgrade and just much more of what the Suns need at point guard. They don't need a guy who can go out and get buckets. I don't believe anymore. They need a guy who can go out there and get other people buckets. I've seen campaign do it. One of the times that Chris Paul was out injured during the playoffs, and there were so many times that I can't remember exactly when it was, but campaign came in and did his very best Chris Paul impression. There were stretches where he was having almost no turnovers and several assists, if not double figures. I just kind of fear that this could be a vibe killer, like when we got rid of Frank Kaminsky.
A vibe killer, you say? Yeah, I don't think it will be. I think Matt Ishbia and James Jones have identified exactly what this team needs according to what Frank Vogel and the staff wants. I think they have our stars involved. I think Booker is heavily involved. I think KD is heavily involved. And now that Bradley Beal's here, I think he's heavily involved with moves and such. And so I just think they've identified players that they are willing to let go. And I think campaign is just, he's on that list. And I don't think getting rid of him is going to be a killer to any vibes at all whatsoever, in my opinion. So yeah, I have to disagree with that. It won't be a vibe killer at all. If he's gone, this team will be fine. They're gonna find better players, and TJ McConnell's one of those better players.
Well, you guys tell us in the comments below. Are you ready to make this trade, or do you hope that the Suns hang on to campaign? We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out.